In 1897, British soldiers walked into a city in West Africa and walked out with over 4,000 pieces of art. Today, those pieces are worth $10 billion, and they're still not giving them back. This is the story of the Benin Bronzes, the art heist history book skip. Before colonizers drew borders on maps, there was the Kingdom of Benin, not to be confused with the modern country Benin. This was in what's now southern Nigeria, and it wasn't some small village. Benin City had walls for times longer than the Great Wall of China. European visitors in the 1600s called it one of the best planned cities in the world. And inside the palace, they kept thousands of bronze sculptures and plaques, records of kings, battles, daily life. Basically, a 600-year-old library made of metal. By the 1890s, Europe was in something called the scramble for Africa. Every country wanted a piece. Britain controlled Lagos, but Benin was independent and rich. Palm oil, rubber, trade. In January 1897, a group of British officials decided to visit the Alba of Benin. That's the king. Problem was, the Alba said no. It was a sacred ceremony period. Outsiders weren't allowed. The British group ignored him. They marched anyway. What happened next is disputed. The Benin side said they were ambushed. The British said they were attacked. Either way, 7 British men died, and London used it as an excuse. February 1897, Britain sent 1,200 soldiers. They called it the Benin Punitive Expedition. Punitive means punishment. It took 17 days. When it was over, Benin City was burned to the ground. The Alba was sent into exile, and the soldiers, they went into the palace and stripped it. Over 4,000 bronzes, ivory carvings, royal treasures, loaded onto ships, sent to London. The British Museum kept about 900 pieces. The rest, they sold them off to pay for the cost of the expedition. Literally funded the invasion by selling the stuff they stole. That's why today, you'll find Benin Bronzes in 160 museums worldwide. Germany has over 1,000. The US has 400. Nigeria has less than 50. For 100 years, the story in British schools was simple. Benin was savage. The British brought civilization. The bronzes were saved from destruction. Here's the problem. When these bronzes got to Europe, artists were shocked. The metalwork was more advanced than anything in Europe at the time. The savages had technology Europe wouldn't match for 400 years. It's only recently that museums started admitting it. Germany returned 22 pieces in 2022. The Smithsonian gave back 29. Cambridge 2. The British Museum? They've returned 0. Their argument, these are part of world heritage. We protect them better. Nigeria's response, they're ours. This isn't just about old art. Imagine if someone burned down the Louvre, stole the Mona Lisa, and 120 years later said, we're keeping it because we have better security. Generations of Nigerian artists, historians, kids, they've never seen their own history in person. They have to fly to London to see it, behind glass. And the money? One single Benin bronze had sold privately for $13 million in 2021. There are 4,000 of them. You do the math. Nigeria is building a new museum right now, the Edo Museum of West African Art, designed to hold every single bronze. They're just waiting for them to come home. So here's the question. If your country's history was in another museum, should they have to give it back? Let me know what you think. And next time, the story of Mansa Musa, the man who crashed Egypt's economy with gold. This is Nazera. Subscribe, and let's uncover it together.